Get you guys in autofocus. There we go.
Baby.
Ooh, my hair is so orange. Do people do this? Do they like just get out of the shower and decide that they're going to do a sit down video? Well, that's what I'm doing because I got time for it, and I cut my hair yesterday by myself. I was going to record it, but it was just like on a whim, and I did not go grab my camera. It's pretty choppy and stuff, but I just wanted to get the dead ends off because it got super dry and damaged, obviously. Okay, so excuse my wet hair. I just jumped out of the shower, obviously, and I was trying to dry it, and I have a very short amount of time to be able to do a video with you guys, so I figured, you know what, this is real life. I don't need to fix my hair and get all pretty and stuff to sit down and do a video. If the information helps somebody, then it does, and they're probably not going to care that my hair is wet. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Justine. If you're new here, I have 3 kids and I'm a full-time working mom. I have one of my kids, my youngest. She's 2.5, almost 2.5. So you might hear her in the background. Had a few minutes and I wanted to pop on here and do a video that I have been getting a lot of questions as to what LVNs can do, because a lot of times people assume that they can only work in a nursing home or that they are being phased out. I have tons of nursing videos if that's something that you're interested in, specifically for LVNs or LPNs. They're called LVNs in California and Texas, I believe. I'm just doing my coffee order. In case you're wondering, I order a venti iced coffee with white mocha and cream, and it's very good. It tastes just like a iced white mocha. That's what I used to get, but that's like, I don't know, almost $6 for a venti. So I stopped doing that and I order it this way now, and it is like $3.75 plus 60 cents for the added white mocha, and it's really good. Sorry for that long, annoying intro. Anyways, I have been getting a lot of questions. I figured I'm just gonna make a video because so many people have been asking it, and obviously people want to know. I came up with 5 positions that an LVN can go into other than working in a nursing home. Number 1 is obviously working in the nursing home. Yes, LVNs are very quick to jump in a nursing home after graduation and getting their license, because that is the field that they are in highest demand, because they have a license to where they can administer medication and they can do like catheters. They can do, depending if you have an IV certification or not. I do, so I can take out an IV, but I cannot, technically I can place an IV, but I can't push the medication. That has to be an RN. So I can place an IV and I can remove an IV, but I cannot push the medication. In the nursing home that I worked at, I never had to do any of it, so I've never even used my IV certification yet. They are in highest demand in a nursing home because they can do more than what a CNA can do, and they are not having to be paid as much as an RN. So there's usually one RN in the building, and that's usually the director of nursing or DON, and the rest are CNAs and LVNs. The LVNs are usually on the cart or at the desk doing admissions and discharges and setting up appointments and doing all of the phone answering and stuff like that. So that's where they are sought after the most, because they can do a lot without having to be paid as much as a registered nurse. The second position I'm going to tell you guys about is the one that I went into after getting myself out of a nursing home. So I worked in a nursing home myself for almost 3 years. I enjoyed it because my grandma raised me, so a little bit of a backstory. My grandma raised me, so I love the elderly. I have a you know, little soft heart for older people, and we all should. You know, they've done their time, and you know, they're just, I don't know, we just can't forget about our old people. I did enjoy it. I loved to keep people company while they were in there. I noticed, you know, so many people get forgotten about. They don't get visitors, or with dementia and Alzheimer's and stuff, people think like they don't need to visit anymore because they're not going to remember anyways. It's the garbage truck. Garbage truck. Yeah. We have the garbage truck just pulled up, and I'm sitting right by the window, so she wants to see. Say bye-bye, garbage truck. Taking away our garbage. He's taking away all your poopy diapers. Say bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay. Go play with your baby. Ooh. Or older people get forgotten about. So I did work there for a while, and I did enjoy it for that reason. Having kids, while working in the nursing home, I only had my 2 boys. I was pregnant towards the end of my nursing home career with Selah. Having my 2 boys and them going to school full time and doing sports and extracurricular activities and things like that, it just got hard with the schedule from working in a nursing home, because you don't get weekends off. You're not guaranteed weekends off, and you don't get get holidays off just because you have a kid or something. Like if your shift lands on a holiday or a weekend, that's what you do. And that's the same for registered nurses when they work in a hospital, I'm sure. That to me was a reason why I wanted to get out of the nursing home, because while my kids are young, I wanted to be able to enjoy my weekends with them and go to their games on Saturday mornings and go to their practices and stuff during the week. I started applying for office positions. So LVNs can also be hired in doctor's offices if you're lucky enough to find a position or a place that they are hiring LVNs in a doctor's office. I just started looking, and luckily I found a position in a dermatology office here locally. I found my job. I was actually applying for different jobs when I come across this one, and there was only one LVN position, to be filled. So I jumped on it immediately, and I was very surprised that I heard back within a couple of weeks. Towards the end of working at the nursing home, I was pregnant. Like I said, I was very pregnant. I was actually taken off of work due to my pregnancy and swelling, and I think I ended up having like low blood pressure or something. So my doctor took me off of being on a cart, and I was placed on the desk, and just sitting there made my legs and feet swell even more because I wasn't moving around and stuff, and that my feet were not being elevated because I was sitting at a desk. After being put on leave, I knew in my head that when I went back to work, I wanted to be able to have the availability to be home on the weekends and to not miss my kids' sporting events, holidays, and things like that. So I jumped on this position that I seen that they were hiring. After my maternity leave, I went back to work directly to the doctor's office. I personally work in dermatology, so I'm really glad I don't have to work in like a family medicine or family practice or a clinic or ER, something like that, because I have kids, and especially during these crazy times that we're in right now, I'm not being exposed to illnesses constantly on a daily basis. People aren't coming into our office because they don't feel good. I am personally really thankful for that. So dermatology has always been super interesting to me, and like wound care and stuff like that when I was in the nursing home. So dermatology was just like right up my alley. I also suffer from psoriasis. I will show you guys a little bit. Oh, there we go. So, and I have it on both of my elbows and my knees, and I've had it like in different spots over the years since I was a child. And so it's always been an interest of mine. It just came across and I got the job, and what better of a way to go back to work than Monday through Friday, and holidays, weekends, and a field that I'm very interested in. So number 2, you can work in a doctor's office. They probably are harder to find, but they do come around. So if that's something that you want, keep your eyes opened. And number 3, home health. A lot of LVNs also do home health. I personally have never done home health, but there are pros and cons to this, just like with any other job. But one of the cons, in my personal opinion, why this would not intrigue me is just safety, because you're walking into a stranger's home and you don't know who they live with and their family, or the atmosphere and things like that. So that's one thing that I thought was a con and why I would not be interested in doing home health. But there are great pros to it, especially one being you get to make your own schedule. So you can take an assignment or decline an assignment, and you kind of make your own hours and stuff, from what I'm told and what I've read. So home health is another very popular position that LVNs go into. Another one would be, especially right now, there have been more and more opportunities for remote work. You can be a telephone triage nurse, which is nice because you don't have to come into contact with anybody at all, and you're still able to work full-time and make a full-time living from the comforts of your own home. Or I don't know if they have any that are office-based, but from what I have read online, you are literally remote, just working from home. So that's really nice, especially having kids. If you need to be home, although you're still working, it's not like you can be taken away from your work, but you don't have to commute, you don't have to leave the house, you can still be there while kids are distance learning if they're still doing that. What's another one? So I did, let's see, skilled nursing, office, Oh, and LVNs can still be hired in hospitals. From my own knowledge, I went to school with a girl. She was in my nursing school class. She was in my nursing class, yeah. We graduated together, and she had a position working in a hospital as a clerk, as a ward clerk. And then after receiving her LVN license, she was able to apply for a surgical technician position under her license. So it was in her scope of practice and within the scope that surgical techs are able to do and stuff. So they hired her on as a surgical tech. So her title on her badge does not say LVN, it says surgical tech, but because she had her license. So without the license, she would not have been able to get that position. So LVNs can be hired in the hospital, and I'm sure there's other, positions that they can fill other than a surgical tech, but that's just one that I know of. And I did watch a video that was similar to this one. I think it's a little dated, but I will try and find that video and put it in the description box, because this girl had like 20 other positions that LVNs can do. So I was like, that's good information for people, because, you don't want, I think a lot of people are like drawn away from being an LVN because they feel like they will be trapped only in a nursing home, which that's not the case. So I think it's very informative, because if you are thinking of, you want to go and get your nursing license and you're unsure if you want to do registered nursing or vocational nursing or practical, and you have children like myself, I wanted to go right into RN, but with having kids, I realized that it might be better for me just to go this route for now, so that I can still make a decent living while I am waiting to get into the RN program, and then I can just go and do a bridge program, and it's half the time. It might be informational to some. I gotta sneeze. Ugh. Sorry, you guys, my allergies, yesterday it was really windy here, and they just messed me up so bad. So I probably sound all weird, and my nose feels puffy, and my eyes keep watering and stuff. So there's no looking pretty today. We're just sitting down and doing the video. If you have any questions, I link my email in the description box. I might turn the comments on, I'm not sure. But if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that you think it might help. Also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'm gonna get off here because I've been sitting here way too long babbling. This video has gone into over 20 minutes and it's rambles. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Say bye, guys.
Bye.